Hey there everybody, I'm so glad that you're watching. This course that I've made on painting these kind of clouds that you see behind me on this canvas is the most in-depth lesson that I have ever made. It's everything that I know up to this point about painting this kind of a scene. When you look out your front door or when you look at photographs of clouds, the reason that you are confident that you're looking at clouds is because there are very specific patterns that create that perception. This is a large swoop made from 1, 2, 3, 4 smaller. Now I can go even further and make it more complex. These smaller shapes, instead of making them equal, I'm going to make them small, medium, large. It's an easy way because you get kind of bogged down in the mechanics of trying to make diversity when we're creatures of pattern. We learn to read before we learn to write. As you become better at recognizing the very specific patterns that I'll be going over in these lessons, you will be training your mind to be more capable of creating those patterns, and you'll find it to be transforming in your creative work. Okay, well, I hope you enjoy all the videos to come. They are recorded live so that I could get as many relevant questions from real viewers as possible, and I'm very excited, and I think that this is going to be all the more helpful to you because of the way that this was created. So I'll be eager to hear what you think.
When you're deciding if you're going to make a vertical or a horizontal or a triangle or a circle canvas or whatever kind of canvas you're doing, how do you decide that? What makes that decision for you?
Oh yeah, right. Great question. I want to accentuate. I'm looking for the word. Ben, help me with the word, like put emphasis on. I want to put emphasis on the sense of height in this picture. See that how it's more red down here? That's so that it can more naturally mix with my shadow color. The red serves as a kind of transition color. Welcome to part 2 of our dramatic cloud painting series. And so in this lesson, we are going to pre-mix our colors so that we can have an easier time with the execution of all of this painting, not having to bother with all of the mixing I did in the previous part with the primary colors. Yeah, look at that. That's where it matches the brightness. This is cloud shadow, this is sky, this is my mid-tone and my highlight. Let's start painting some clouds now. Okay, so all I do is just focus on where the gradients are. Just very quickly.
Let's talk about brushes real quick. A couple people have asked about brushes.
Oh, okay,
so you're doing shapes with your brush there. One person was asking, why are you using larger brushes? Why don't you go down to a little detail brush for these smaller things? You're using mural size brushes.
Well, I would go down to a smaller brush, but with this crowd, I can just hear them already. Joe, you're not getting anywhere on your painting. It's taking forever.
Well, that's true. There you go. You're not going to get anywhere with a detail brush. That's a reality.
It takes practice to remember the concept of diversity.
Yeah, how do they soften the edges so they don't look so meatball-y?
Nice. I love meatball clouds. Cloudy with the chance of meatball. Hey there, everybody. Welcome back. It's time for the final lesson, painting dramatic clouds. I want you to see my process for identifying things on my final run through of a painting to try to make these clouds look their best. This is Dwayne. He's saying hi to you. He's helping out. He's filling in. How are we looking in the chat today, Dwayne?
We got a few questions right now. One of the questions is, Joe, I tried painting clouds and they did not turn out well. Any suggestions?
Yes. Watch all my videos on painting clouds. I think that my role is to be a tool maker and answer finder, but my hope is that you take that information and do better things than I could do. It's just information, this is knowledge about what makes things look the way they do. And so I can tell you right now, if your clouds are looking unnatural, there's probably something you don't know rather than something you can't do. I don't think that's true. I used a pure white. I brought in another color. So when I added the pure white to my blue shadow colors, this was a mix between sky color and the purple shadow color. When I added pure white, it didn't destroy the more vivid blue. I really liked the bluer color. And so when I used my more yellowish white, yellow and blue kind of makes it green. I don't want that green hue in my clouds. And so you can do the same. You can use a pure white if you want to make these very shadowed clouds that just have the light of the blue sky shining on them, because maybe there's another cloud somewhere blocking the direct sunlight that creates all the orange. Just like looking at the ground or the ocean, as things get further, they all get squished flat as I get back here. So none of these kinds of shapes way back in here. And then I tried to make it gradually change as it came up. And then I just added diversity. So here I used just white to make the light popping through. I put lots of red near the base. You can see that I use less of my red. Well, I'm calling it red. It's this color in here. I put a lot more of it here at the lower altitude. That is the pattern, because when you look at these clouds in the sky going up, 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 the way the light separates, the higher altitude is moving from the red part of the spectrum to the more orange-yellow part. So it's common to see the reddest at the lowest altitude when you see all of these colors. And for that reason, I put all of this red down here. Give yourself time, because building up your mind takes time. Don't discourage yourself by expecting results overnight. I'm so glad that you were able to join, and I'll be excited to see you in the next one. I do empathize. When I use my left hand to save my right, like when I'm using big brushes on a big wall, I get tired. It's like, it's time to start training that left hand. And then I think, you know what? This is frustrating. I need to remember what this is like for those who have not handled a brush for a long time and are still trying to develop that motor skill. I want to tell you something funny. I also brush my teeth with my left hand because I need some daily routine that helps me to be more able with my left hand. And I do it just for that reason, because I want to be able to do things with my left hand. Because what if my right one falls off someday?
That's good preparation on your part. That's very good preparation for the inevitable falling off of your arm.
Yeah.
That a lot of people deal with around about your age. So you wake up and your arm's gone.
Left hand.
Good thing I learned how to use my left.
Yeah. I can do equal quality results with left hand as right. Look, same.
Well, I'm gonna challenge that equal statement here.